Hello and welcome to episode 18 of the CustomPC podcast. I'm Clive Webster, Deputy Reviews Editor, and with me is Orestis Bastunas.
Hello.
Phil Hartup.
Hello.
And Daniel Emery.
Hello.
Hello. So, first off, the next issue of CustomPC is issue 59, and it's on sale now. We've done a test of Dell versus DIY. So we've taken one of Dell's XPS systems and seen if we can build a better PC. Surprisingly enough, we can build a better PC, and we show you how to do it. So check out the newsagents now for issue 59. So, on to the news. The biggest news this week is probably the GTX 280. Everyone's read my review of it, so what does everyone make of it?
Really massive, scary card that's incredibly hot and basically is slightly better than the one before it. I think that covers everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's so we tested it compared to a 9800 GX2. It was an Asus top card, so it was massively overclocked anyway. So in some of the tests, we found that the GTX 280 is slower than the GX2. Some tests it's faster, bit of a mixed bag. Biggest news is just the sheer size of the GPU. It's absolutely massive. Yeah. We took apart our BFG card, didn't we? And it's just
about the size of an old Pentium Pro or so.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge.
It is huge.
And yeah, the heat it chucks out is just incredible.
The advantage of it, I think, is the memory bandwidth is stupendously high, isn't it, on these ones?
Got a 512-bit memory interface and really fast DDR3, so it's got a huge memory bandwidth.
It's good for really, really high resolution and big open area games, but for sort of 19 by 20 by 1200 res, it's a bit sort of average, isn't it, really? I mean, it's obviously better than the one before, the card before it, but
it's a bit disappointing, really.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Not by a hell of a lot. We weren't all clamouring over the lines of people to get a new one when they came out.
No, because actually, you two, Orestis and Phil, were going to go out and buy one.
We were toying with it until we got one, until we actually got our hands on one and thought, actually, this is just going to heat my house and burn it to the ground.
And then I saw the price tag and realised I couldn't actually afford it. So.
Aww.
I mean, in terms of who's actually going to buy it, I imagine it'd be one for the Nvidia fanboys and extreme nutters at the moment, unless the AMD cards turn up and completely fail to deliver. In which case, obviously, we'll all have to get these new big Nvidia thingies.
I think that's a good point, though. It's probably only worth it if you've got a 24-inch TFT, maybe even a 30-inch, because it's only really at the high reses that you're going to see the difference between this and another high-end card.
Yeah, I'd say probably even above 24-inch, because that would be above 19 by 1200, and that's really where you start seeing a massive frame rate increase. Up to that point, it's almost neck and neck.
You mean a frame rate increase compared to the
GX2?
It was pretty tough actually writing that review. Spent ages going over benchmark numbers, seeing what Nvidia's actually built into the GPU before I could even come to a kind of even vague conclusion about whether it's a good product or not. Performance isn't quite what we'd hoped. And there are other things as well that make it just a bit annoying. Like the cooler is really whooshy. There's so much air coming out the back of it. It's pretty hot. Really noisy.
Yeah, you need a very, very well cooled system to accommodate it. I mean, we tried it in a Chill Blast Fusion Saber, which we're reviewing as well, and I think it's a Cooler Master 690 case. There's a sort of stock build. There's not enough cooling in there to handle a graphics card of that size. So far, I don't think any of the driver-based temperature stuff is working, is it?
It's not, no.
Not yet.
Which is it's not unusual for a new release. That obviously, if you're writing a new driver, you concentrate on getting game performance up. You don't concentrate so much on thermal monitoring and the sort of peripheral things to a driver. But you're right, it's not working.
Poking it with a thermal probe thing, which we have lying around the lab, as you do, the outer casing gets up to a sort of mid-60s degrees centigrade, so it's really toasty,
and that's with a really really blowy fan as well. So
yeah,
it's undeniable though that because it's a single GPU, it's maybe inherently a bit more
reliable.
I guess I was going to say more reliable. It's probably less likely to cause issues from SLI profile updates and things like that than a GX2. It is quite fast.
Why would you want a reliable crap card? Wouldn't you just want a reliable good card?
It is fast. So we tested Race Driver Grid, and with the GX2, because it's a dual GPU card, obviously relies on SLI to run. The SLI profile wasn't really up to scratch, so Grid ran noticeably slower on the GX2 than on the GTX 280. So because it's a single GPU, it's inherently a bit more...
It's one more level of things that don't go wrong as well. If you've got two graphics cards built in, even if they're built into one, you can get... It's not quite sort of SLI in the traditional sense of the word, but you can get sort of SLI-related problems of having the two GPUs in there kind of tripping over each other.
It's still doing SLI, it's just doing SLI within the card. So it's anyway, the full review's online now at www.custompc.co.uk. You can check that out, make your own minds up. It's got a pretty in-depth analysis of what NVIDIA's done to the new GPU, why it's so massive.
And you can see the video of us pulling one apart, which didn't quite go back together again as intended.
Phil mentioned that AMD have something in the pipeline to counter with. There's been a bit of a faux pas earlier today, unfortunately. It seems like Amazon.com have put up the pages for selling the new HD 4850, and so everyone's snatched on this and have posted sort of teasers about what's inside it. I was in Malaga recently on a press trip where they told me all about this new GPU, and ATI/AMD are very upbeat about this. The 4850 is due to come in at about $200, which we expect to translate to something like maybe £150 ink fat at the very, very most. Yeah, they've really pushed on architectural efficiency, getting the most out of their silicon. We can't say any more than that at the moment, but there will be a in-depth review online soon. So, last month's Guess the Game music competition was indeed Lemmings. Our winner was Stan Dewhurst, who said that he first played this game on a Sega handheld when he was 4. Yeah, which makes even me feel old.
Is he really young, or are we just all really old?
Yeah.
So that means he's how old now, then?
About 9?
Hopefully. So, on to this podcast Guess the Game music. We'll play it in a minute, and answers on an email to podcast@custompc.co.uk. Here you go. If you know what that game music was, email us with your right answer at podcast@custompc.co.uk, or hilarious wrong answers. It's all fine. You won't win a prize, but it'll make us laugh. So without further ado, let's go on to the games charts. Seems to be quite a bit of change, but no massive new entries apart from one, which isn't The Sims 2 Double Deluxe. I have no idea what that game even is. Anyone? No, moving
we're
on.
going backwards, are we?
We'll start
at 10.
Oh, really?
It's what Top of the Pops always do.
This is how we do things.
Yeah, we've got to do it in the style of, like, pop pickers.
In at 9, World of Warcraft, Battle Chess.
What do you mean in at 9? It's been there
Battle
since
Chess, Stephen.
2001. It's always been there.
Is this like an optional bra add-on pack or something?
Yeah, something like
It's
that.
got pointy, stabby nips.
Attacking bras.
Let's
Bust of fear.
Right, number 8 is an interesting title, Lego Indiana Jones, The Original Adventures. Anyone had a chance to play this yet?
Yes, but on a 360.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Does that make me a bad person?
You're a bad man.
makes you a tremendous.
In this case, no, I haven't played it yet.
But
so I can't tell you that it's fun or enjoyable or really good, but you do need a handheld gamepad to play it. I couldn't tell any of those things.
We're just presuming that you're lying.
Yes.
If you were to say such a thing.
That's always helpful.
Going up to number 7 is a proper PC game, Civilization 4 Complete. Presume this is just all the expansion packs.
Now that's what I call music, isn't it? It's the songs you've had before, but re-released in a compilation. Civilization 4, all the games you already own, but in a new box. I mean, do me a favour.
It's probably got like an add-on or something. No, it's like when
like a bra or something?
Well, it's like when really.
A map.
Yes.
It's like when really, really crap bands do a best of and then stick a couple of their rubbish new songs in there just to, liven up. Bless them.
Shut it.
Oh.
So imagine that's pitched at someone like me who's maybe interested in Civ 4 but hasn't actually got around to buying the games.
Wants add-ons.
If you didn't buy it in the first place,
exactly.
Why are you going to buy it in a big
why are you
box?
buy a 2 or 3 year old game going,
Yeah.
You might have lost your DVD.
Although I have to say an even worse blasphemy has been committed because Civilization is also now out on a console. And
Oh.
That's true.
And it's
How
really,
are you meant to play that on a console?
it's
slowly and with difficulty.
It's to say it's not really kind of a natural. Oh, this belongs here, but
Which console is it?
360.
You would actually be the. It'd be criminally sad.
It's so wrong. It's robbed you of the power to speak.
Almost.
Almost.
It's quite wrong. I mean,
Yeah, no, you need a real wrongness to do that.